Why do we watch movies? Why do we read novels? Or more simply, why do we tell stories and want to hear them? This is one of the most fundamental questions. Because if you want to succeed at something, you must first understand its purpose. You might argue that creativity, filmmaking, or writing don't necessarily need a purpose. But that's not true. Creativity without purpose is nothing more than randomness and chaos. Creativity without purpose can help you feel calmer and relaxed, which is great, but it doesn't necessarily bring you an audience. So we must define our goal at the most fundamental level to allow for the greatest creative freedom. Why? Because if we limit our goal too much, we end up following only predefined paths. It's like trying to unlock a door, but only searching for a key specifically made for it. Whereas if your goal is simply to unlock the door, you might also consider using a pin, a lock-picking tool, or even finding another way to enter. So what is our goal in engaging with stories? A simple and direct answer: we follow stories and watch movies and TV shows to experience emotions that are often inaccessible in our everyday lives. That's it. You might think this definition is incomplete, but let me explain. You could argue, we don't just watch movies for emotions, we also seek new ideas and truths. However, the truth is that we are drawn to new ideas or revelations because of the emotions they evoke in us, not merely because of the ideas themselves. We, as humans, are beings of emotion, and you, as a filmmaker, are creating films for human audiences. The moment you can engage a viewer emotionally, that's the day you become a filmmaker. Let's take an example. Imagine telling a seafaring society 1,000 years ago that tides occur due to the gravitational pull of the moon. They likely wouldn't understand or care. But if you told them that the ocean breathes and the gods move the waters, that narrative would be more tangible and meaningful to them. Why? Because that explanation aligns with their worldview, is easier to grasp, and, most importantly, evokes an emotional response. Now, imagine making a film that consists of nothing but people sleeping for 2 hours. It would fail, not because it isn't realistic, but because it doesn't evoke any emotion. You could turn people sleeping into an art film, but you shouldn't expect it to succeed financially. So, if you see filmmaking as a profession, you must consider the audience. You need to create something that engages their emotions. Make a film that is not only meaningful to you, but also captivating for others. Ultimately, a film's success isn't about the idea alone, it's about the connection it forms with its viewers. And that is what brings a film to life, a real connection, a shared experience. Don't see your audience as passive observers, bring them into the experience. Engage them, not just with the story, but with rhythm, timing, and moments that are unexpected yet perfectly placed. Like a composer who knows when to pause, when to build tension, and when to deliver the final blow. Filmmaking is about creating another world, a world that the audience willingly enters and doesn't want to leave. If you're taking someone on a journey, that journey must be worth taking. Filmmaking should be thrilling, enjoyable, and deeply immersive. If you're not fully engaged with your film, your audience won't be either. Think of your film as a carefully designed experience for your audience, a purposeful and personal journey, like a romantic evening you've planned down to the smallest detail, or an exhilarating adventure you've prepared for a guest. Aim to make them laugh, cry, or shiver. Your film must be real, authentic, and perhaps even a little playful or seductive in its storytelling. Don't focus on impressing the audience, just be present in the moment. Let your passion flow and allow the audience to feel it. When you make a film with honesty and love, that feeling transcends the screen and lodges itself in the audience's hearts. At its core, cinema is the magic that turns light and shadows into something that lingers in people's minds and hearts. Instead of asking, "How can I make a film?" ask yourself, "How can I create an unforgettable experience?" Start by writing down your screenplay idea, or choose an old play in the public domain that inspires you and can be adapted into a modern story. Think about the message you want to convey and how to best present it to your audience. Now ask yourself, why do I want to make this film? Spend some quiet time reflecting on your idea. Ask yourself, does it make sense for me to make this film? Why do I truly want to create it? Emotionally, what draws me to it? And ultimately, deep down, do I feel that this film needs to be made? Once your answers become clear, create an inspiration board, a collection of images, notes, goals, similar movies, and dreams related to your film. Something that visually represents your passion and motivation and keeps you energized throughout the process, from script development to post-production. You need to believe in your project so much that no obstacle can deter you. Ask yourself, what kind of filmmaker do I want to be? Do you want to be an independent and daring filmmaker who takes risks, or someone who, with each project, seeks to reflect and reshape the world? If you want to succeed in filmmaking, you must not only overcome challenges, but also find opportunities for growth within them. Nothing in filmmaking is easy, but when you know you're creating something meaningful, every struggle feels worthwhile. Ultimately, you must find your inner voice. Build an internal guide, whether it's a strict mentor or a supportive encourager, as long as it motivates you. This voice should remind you why you started this journey and keep you moving forward, even in difficult moments. Protect yourself. This is your new life. It won't always be filled with joy and ease, but you are creating something meaningful, a story that will impact both you and your audience. Willpower is the foundation of everything. Your motivation to live and create is your greatest strength. When self-doubt arises, acknowledge it with kindness, but don't let it hold you back. Trust in your journey and allow yourself the grace to grow along the way. Envision something greater than yourself and train your mind to withstand the challenges ahead. Remember, the brain is a physical tool, but the mind is what shapes it. Keep your brain strong with healthy habits and exercise, and nourish your mind with rich experiences and meaningful conversations that challenge the way you think. Think like a scientist. Don't just theorize. Experiment, push boundaries, and test your own limits. Filmmaking is not about natural talent, it's about building skills from scratch. Along this journey, sacrifices will be necessary, but every challenge brings you closer to your goal. Confidence is essential. Believe in yourself, experiment, and grow. Beyond passion, ambition, and purpose, understand who you are, and use that awareness to move forward. Ultimately, the most important thing is to take action. A true filmmaker is not someone who merely dreams, but someone who turns those dreams into reality. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. The best camera, the ideal location, or the most polished script will never guarantee that your film gets made. What guarantees it is your will to start. Start with what you have. Shoot a short story in one location with family and friends. It might feel imperfect, but what matters is getting on the path. Every great filmmaker started this way, by creating, making mistakes, learning, and creating again. Filmmaking is a journey, not a destination. At every stage, you will grow and learn new things, and with every project, you will get closer to becoming the filmmaker you aspire to be. So take the first step, without fear, starting now. Begin assembling a creative team, people who share your passion. In today's world, with the rise of streaming platforms constantly seeking fresh and compelling stories, the opportunity to create meaningful and impactful films is greater than ever. If you're struggling to sell your movie or find success with film festivals, don't worry. Stream it on YouTube and connect with your audience wherever they are. The truth is that we all have access to some kind of location and resources for filmmaking. For emerging filmmakers, these basic elements can serve as a launching pad for remarkable creations. Creating a low-budget, single-location film is not just a stepping stone to success. It's an art that requires creativity, focus, and passion. By embracing limitations, crafting a unique story, and presenting your work intelligently, you can transform your passion into a sustainable career path. The film industry is full of dreamers like you. What sets successful individuals apart is not a big budget, but determination, adaptability, and a passion for learning. Your first film may not attract millions of viewers, but if it connects with even a small audience, it brings you one step closer to your goal. Telling stories that deserve to be heard over and over again. Your film is not just a product, it's your voice. Let it be heard.